New upcoming cards got revealed for Pokemon TCG Pocket, and those cards will be coming to the game on December 17th. I already did a full showcase and breakdown of every single card that got revealed, but this video is gonna be about how we will incorporate these new revealed cards into our existing decks, or will there even be new decks coming up thanks to these new cards, and all that kind of stuff. So let's start talking about the most successful Pikachu EX list in this game and how it might change with these new upcoming cards. So let's start off by talking about Dedenne first. I think how this card will be incorporated into this deck will be pretty obvious. It will just simply replace the Pincurchin, as Dedenne only needs one energy attachment to get the paralysis job done instead of two like Pincurchin does. So it nets you a tempo advantage, makes it like a little bit more consistent, but keep in mind this is not something groundbreaking or elevates this deck to new heights or something like that. No, this is just a tiny little bit more consistent because you need one energy attachment less to get the job done. So next card I want to talk to you about is Blue. What Blue does is, during your opponent's next turn, all of your Pokemon take 10 damage less. So he's here to counteract Giovanni, that's his main use, but specifically for the Pikachu EX deck, it is countered by a lot of stuff, because a lot of stuff in this game hits exactly 120. And that one-shots Pikachu and therefore counters Pikachu. The prime example here is Arcanine EX, but we also have a Tauros revealed that hits EX Pokemon for, guess what, exactly 120 HP. And with Blue in our deck, we can buy ourselves a turn, right? We don't get one-shot, we live on this 10 HP, and that can be game deciding, and that's why we have to consider and keep an eye on Blue. He might be very valuable for this deck, and yeah, in order to incorporate him into this deck, we can get rid of one Blitzel or one Zipstriker, or maybe even get rid of the potion, and that's how we might play Blue. That is not as guaranteed as Dedenne, but it is certainly something to keep an eye on. And those will be the two cards that will most likely be incorporated in this deck. Dedenne is pretty much guaranteed unless we get another better lightning basic Pokemon for this deck. And yeah, Blue is a maybe, as I mentioned multiple times by now. I also want to mention Mew EX real quick. That is not an option for this deck because we need lightning Pokemon on our bench. That is pretty obvious, so forget about Mew. Now, there are more cards like a new Pikachu. This Pikachu has a 60 HP and it deals 10 damage per lightning Pokemon on your bench. So he can deal a total of 30 damage, and we don't know for sure, but it's pretty likely that this attack will be used by, we need one energy to use this attack. So this will be the prime Pikachu in other lists for Pikachu EX that include a Raichu, right? It's pretty likely that this will be the Pikachu that everyone will use. So just want to mention him real quick. And another card I want to mention real quick is Leaf. She reduces the retreat cost of your active Pokemon by 2 for this turn. And that while this is a very awesome supporter that will be a staple in almost every single deck in the meta, but for the Pikachu EX deck list, that is not an option. We don't need a supporter to get the job done, we have X speed. And if you look at all the Pokemon that we play in this deck, they all have one retreat cost, and X speed gets the job done perfectly, so there's no need to play Leaf. And that's it. So from all the cards that got revealed, Dedenne is, for now, unless another better lightning basic Pokemon gets revealed, that is 100% guaranteed to replace the Pincurchin. And Blue is a maybe. We will have to see, and yeah, we will find out soon enough. That's it for the Pikachu EX deck list. Now let's move on to another deck. Okay, let's talk about the Mewtwo EX deck list and how this will change. So there's already a card that is 100% guaranteed to see play in the Mewtwo EX lineup, and that is Leaf. That is the supporter that I mentioned for the Pikachu EX list as well, but in Pikachu this card is completely useless. But for Mewtwo EX it will be 100% guaranteed a staple. Very simple reasons. Gardevoir has 2 retreat cost, Mewtwo EX has 2 retreat cost, and Mewtwo also has 2 retreat cost. So you can retreat them for free by using Leaf, and that makes Leaf a guaranteed staple. And yeah, I think I don't need to mention what you replace to incorporate Leaf, right? You will of course get rid of those X speeds. You have more cards that you can replace, like you can get rid of a potion or two, you can get rid of a Giovanni, you can get rid of a red card, right? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but the prime example to replace for Leaf will definitely be the X speed. And then we have another card that is a maybe. We have Mew EX. Now, that's a maybe. It might replace the Mewtwo, right? It might be actually better than Mewtwo. It has 10 more HP and it attacks for 1 energy less, which is pretty awesome. But the problem here might be that Mew is an EX Pokemon and gives up 2 prizes, which is a bit of a bummer, because often the Mewtwo EX deck faces the scenario that you use your Mewtwo as a wall and sacrifices, which gives up 1 prize. And in case this Mewtwo gets knocked out too quickly and your Mewtwo EX on the bench is not quite ready yet, you also have to sacrifice like a Ralts or a Kirlia to buy you a turn to get that Mewtwo EX on your bench ready for battle, right? And if you replace that Mewtwo now with a Mew EX, this scenario can no longer be played the way that I just described, and that might be the reason that Mew EX will actually not replace the Mewtwo. But we will have to wait and see how this turns out in the end. But yeah, those are the 2 options in which we can change and adjust our Mewtwo EX deck list. Leaf, again, 100% guaranteed, and those are the 2 ways that we can adjust our Mewtwo EX deck list. Again, a Mew EX is a maybe it will replace the Mewtwo, and yeah, Leaf is a 100% guaranteed staple and must play for this deck. So there we go. That's all about there's to say about Mewtwo EX for now, so let's move on to the next deck. Yeah, let's talk about the Charizard, Moltres and Arcanine EX deck list. So we have the best 3 decks in this game covered. And yeah, there's a no-brainer. Again, this shouldn't come as a surprise anymore. Leaf, 100% guaranteed staple in this deck, because Arcanine has 2 retreat cost, Charmeleon has 2 retreat cost, Charizard has 2 retreat cost, and most importantly, the Moltres also has 2 retreat cost. Leaf makes them be able to retreat for free, and that is just a must-have in your deck. Again, you will replace the X speed for Leaf, most likely. You can get rid of a potion, get rid of the red card, right? You know the scenario by now. So now there's nothing else that will be played in this deck for now, but I want to mention this Magma real quick. I want to show it to you. This is for 2 energy, 80 damage. You discard 2 fire energy. This will not play a role at all, because if you would ever play this Magma, then it would be in a Ninetales Rapidash deck, because there you have Blaine and Magma profits from Blaine. In this deck, completely garbage, useless, will never see play. And there's another card that we can get hyped for because of Larvestar. Larvestar, that thing evolves into Volcarona obviously, and Volcarona might actually be insane. We don't know that yet. It is a potential replacement for the Arcanine EX, or we will even build a completely new fire deck around this Volcarona. We don't know yet. We will have to wait and see. What we can already tell is though that it has 2 retreat costs, so Volcarona will also have either 2 retreat costs or more, which is also absolutely fantastic for Leaf. So yeah, there's another reason why Leaf is an absolute staple for this deck, and that's all we can talk about for now when it comes to the Charizard EX deck list. So now we have the top 3 decks in this game covered, but yeah, let's move on to another deck list. So the last deck we're gonna talk about today is this water deck list right here. And yeah, the main reason why I wanna talk to you about a water deck list is Vaporeon, and because a Vaporeon has an absolutely amazing ability. But let's first mention Leaf again. Now Leaf will be an absolute staple in this deck list because look at Articuno EX, it has 2 retreat cost, Vaporeon itself has 2 retreat cost, and maybe you will even play a Blastoise that has 3 retreat costs. So Leaf is a must play just for the Articuno EX alone, honestly, and here's why. This is the same reason why this Vaporeon ability is so incredibly good. Now the Vaporeon ability says that pretty much you can move your water energy around to your liking. So what this does is it combos beautifully with Leaf, because you will have an Articuno EX in the active that is fully set up, right? And now you can retreat this Articuno EX for free if you need with Leaf. And whatever you set up in the active next, may it be another Articuno EX, may it be a Lapras EX, or even a Starmie, you know, whatever it is, that Pokemon that you set up in the active after you retreat the Articuno is now ready to go no matter what, thanks to the Vaporeon ability. You can now use your damaged Articuno EX, the energy that is on your Articuno that you just retreated, for free thanks to Leaf. Keep that in mind. You can move this energy now to whatever you put in the active, and that is incredibly awesome. And definitely something to keep an eye on. Now that it raises the question though, what do we replace for Vaporeon? We also need 2 Eevees, right? Don't forget about that. So we need 4 spaces in our deck. And how would we incorporate Vaporeon? So there are a lot of options that immediately spring to mind. Now you will incorporate Leaf by removing the X speed, right? Just as it was with the other decks. That's obvious. So for Vaporeon and Eevee, that's 4 slots, and you can easily remove this Articuno. You can get rid of the 2 potions. Maybe, just maybe, even get rid of a Sabrina, cause why not? You know, if you need the spot. But yeah, removing 2 potions, removing that Articuno, removing the red card, that nets you 4 spots that you need for 2 Eevees and 2 Vaporeons, and there you go. You have an awesome new deck. Now, Vaporeon's ability is also incredibly good because it makes Blastoise EX much better. So you can play the Blastoise line and the Vaporeon line. That's your deck. Maybe you incorporate even like 2 Articuno EXs still. I know that's 12 Pokemon, that's a little bit more than usual, but yeah, it can work. You need a good starter, you need a good basic Pokemon, right? And Articuno gives you exactly that options. And now we have something to be able to provide the Blastoise EX with the energy that it actually needs. That's 5, that's heavy investment, and that's too much, and that's why Blastoise EX is not really meta right now. But with the addition of Vaporeon, that might actually change, and Blastoise might become a real threat. And there we have it. Yeah, that's all that I wanted to talk about today. I hope that was fun and informative. Thank you very much for watching. But until next time, have a great day, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.